We're at Prairiefire, and we're here touring the world's largest dinosaurs exhibit, which was created at the American Museum and is going to be here now for several months. This is a representation of how the lungs of one of these animals would work. And their lungs weren't like our lungs. Like, we only breathe with each breath about a pint of air. One of these animals would breathe 175 pints of air in one breath. But in addition to being able to breathe more, that when we breathe, that we breathe in and we breathe out so that the gas goes across the lung membrane twice. These animals have one-way lungs that are much more efficient. So they breathe like birds do today. This is what the heart of one of these animals would have looked like. And the color, when it shifts, is the actual beating. And as hearts get bigger, they beat slower. And something like a mouse or a shrew, they might beat several hundred times a minute. If you're in good shape, your heart will beat about 70 beats per minute. But these animals, some of them were so large that their hearts would probably only beat about 15 times a minute. This is a simulated, what we call dig pit, of one of the more famous American Museum dinosaur excavations, a place called the Howe Ranch, of what it would have looked like. And here, kids using facsimiles of tools like we actually use on expedition will be able to both dig bones out, but then compare it with a chart on the wall and identify what kind of bones they are and what kind of animal that they come from. Okay, this cube represents the volume of food that the Mamenchisaurus, which is the centerpiece of this exhibit, would have had to eat in a single day. Here we have, on the left, we have a giraffe neck bone, and on the right we have the neck bone of a Brachiosaurus, which is a kind of sauropod dinosaur. Now, these large dinosaurs, that their bones were a lot less dense than mammals are today. So this is an interactive, which you can actually pick these things up and feel how heavy that they would have been when the animals were alive. Well, when we developed this exhibit, we really tried to make it more than just about dinosaurs. I mean, this exhibit is really about science and how science works. So we talk about scaling, we talk about growth, we talk about how you can be something that's the same size but way less by different structural innovations. So when you come to see it, look for those things, because it's all about the process of learning and what scientists do.